Coach, this is the city, Los Angeles, California. That's where we are for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the Los Angeles Rams. 2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Here we go. 20. Nice down.
On first down, it's gone. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They'll run. This is Darrell Henderson. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12.
Hey, exit. Max 22, Max 22.
A shotgun snap for Goff. And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Here's Johnny Hekker now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Bridgewater on first down. And Walker has it. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Bridgewater. And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. Corey Littleton just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Third and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 46. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. Well, why do you go out and spend a first-round pick on a defensive back? Plays like that. The rookie gets his first interception.
Exactly right, and you're trying to limit the number of plays an offense runs. You're trying to limit the number of possessions they have. And he was a guy that I targeted coming out of college. And
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Now a play fake, and it's gone. He gets it to Cooks. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down.
Kill, turn up. Watch the safety creep. Hey, 76.
Goff now to throw. He'll take a shot for the end zone. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now fourth down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
On second down now. It's Drake, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. So a 3rd and 9, and 6 defensive backs out there in the dime.
Patrolling the passing lanes.
Out of the gun, Bridgewater. This is brought in by Gibson. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down.
We got three, fellas. We got 3.
On first down, Drake. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. From just shy of midfield, Bridgewater. He's going to fire one deep. And this is caught at the 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints have taken the lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now, following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Value three.
Play action. It's gone. And he'll find Henderson there. It's complete. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
Value 1.
A gain of 2 makes it 3rd down and 10.
Merlin. Hey, wahoo.
Throwing on 3rd. Gone. And that will be incomplete.
To the sideline and incomplete. Results in a 4th down.
Here's Johnny Hecker now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And that will skip out of bounds right at about the 18-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Bridgewater to throw it. Walker with a grab, left side. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it 2nd and 7. On 2nd down, it's Drake. Room here to run. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a 1st down. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
Back-to-back plays of right around 30 yards, and the field position has totally been flipped. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Bridgewater. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Marching in for the sack, Michael Brockers.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Flush to his right. And he hits Drake. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It's a gain of 5. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. Thomas has got it, complete. And he is not going to get to the marker as they stop him short at the 14. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. And Lutz's kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. David Onyemata able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Off play action. Here's Goff. And that's complete to Cooks. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Escaping the pressure right. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. 2nd down, it's Henderson. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
180. Value 3. X3. 218. Chopper.
On 3rd down, here's Henderson. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It's a 5-yard pickup, but spotted a few chain links short of the 1st, so a little bit of decision time here coming up on 4th down. So the kick from here, a field goal, would have been right at 53 yards, but instead, offense out there. They're going for it. They'll run it now with Dunbar. And some room to work. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down. The field goal would have been a pretty decent length, but I'm still kind of surprised they didn't kick it.
Yeah, I know, because you think you take the 3 there, trust him, but at the same time, if you can't pick up a few inches in this situation, you probably don't deserve to win the game anyway. Go get it, and they did.
This will be the first red zone opportunity now for the Rams. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. They'll try the air now with Goff. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Drake will start the drive on the ground. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, Bridgewater, eluding the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd. As they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Going deep for Walker. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, But he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Kill, kill, kill. Bang, 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 bang.
On second down, it's Henderson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 15 yards on the play, first down. They'll fake the give, now gone.
Tremendous block.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Eli Apple. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on. Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Hustle, hustle.
Looking to throw again on second down. Bridgewater. It's complete to Drake. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Let's go now. Get that ring. Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Now Bridgewater. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Walker. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. This quarterback now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Throwing on 2nd and long. Bridgewater. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and forever. To throw, Bridgewater. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
It's caught left side by Cooks. And he goes out right around the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. The final shot before break here. Goff. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Saints out on top. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now, 3rd and long.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up.
Throwing, Bridgewater. And that is incomplete. So good work there on the defensive side for the first drive of the second half.
Yeah, and until their offense can get into rhythm, their defensive players and staff have got to say to themselves, we've got to make it work. We've got to stand in here and make sure nothing else happens until our guys start moving the ball.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Gone. His throw incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
From the gun on 3rd down, Goff. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Here's Johnny Hecker now as he's on to punt for L.A. Returnable here for Davis. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Watch the twist.
Throwing is Bridgewater. Airing it out deep for Smith. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by David Long. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Here's Henderson. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. A gain of 3, 2nd down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Goff now just 6 of 16 through the air, but he does have a 1st and 10 here. Henderson now on 1st and 10. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down L.A. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Out of the gun. Gone. That's taken in by Henderson. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
Hold on. Check. Smooth.
Now a play fake, and it's gone. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position. Everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner. And with good timing, you get a completion, as we just saw there.
Check 80 weapons.
Now a give right side. Dunbar. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. On 1st down, it's gone. He's got his man on the crossing route. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Still a few inches short of a 1st down as they come up now on 2nd down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. So that run gets them about halfway home.
Yes, now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being...
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Leonard Floyd. And he will be out of bounds as the 3rd quarter comes to an end with an INT. Back now in Los Angeles. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the 4th. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And incomplete. A drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Check 15, check 15.
On 2nd down now. It's Drake. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down. And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards on the play. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10.
Watch the whip. You got wings. You got tight. You got tight right there.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. He's going to rifle one deep. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead is now 17-3. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
64,
On 1st down, gone. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. To throw is gone. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Sheldon Rankins picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. 3rd and long. It's gone. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next. And the pressure gets to him again. Sheldon Rankins able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. The Rams going for it on 4th. Gone. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Cameron Jordan. And now, goodness, possession's going to go over right at the 10-yard line. Bridgewater on 1st down. Dancing to his left. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Ready? Ready? 95. I got one.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Kenyon Drake, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. And oh, it's blocked.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Following the botch PAT, they're set to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the 1st down or to have the defense have to hold
But he
up.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. That one good for 26 and a 1st down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
6 guys. Check 6 guys. Check.
From the 50, it's gone. He sets to fire deep. Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, L.A. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. Thought it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. It's a wobbler, and it's intercepted. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And now a timeout taken here defensively with 2:07 remaining. So they'll also have the stop coming up at the 2-minute warning. And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
On 1st down, Drake. And a little spin cycle. Room to run now. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Bridgewater here to throw. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, but they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Bridgewater. Flushed out right. This is brought in by Gibson. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And Lutz puts this one through. And that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Goff now to throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long. They'll fake the give. Now Goff. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 48 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. That one looks like he'll throw here. Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end? And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked.
That's what I'm talking about. Sacks all day.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. So this one a victory here for New Orleans. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Saints, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Rams, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.